David had just turned 27. On the outside, his life looked ordinary. A small rented apartment, a desk job in a corporate office, and a paycheck that barely covered his bills. But inside, David was restless. He wanted more. Every morning, as he squeezed into the crowded subway, he scrolled through social media. His friends were announcing promotions, weddings, new cars, and vacations abroad. One had launched a startup and posted photos from a luxury office. Another had just bought his dream house. David stared at his phone and thought bitterly, "Why am I still stuck where I started? Why is my life moving so slow?" The more he compared, the more impatient he became. To him, success felt like a race, and he was losing. The breaking point came one Friday afternoon. David had worked tirelessly on a project at the office, but during the meeting, his boss barely acknowledged his effort and handed the credit to someone else. That evening, burning with anger, David opened his laptop and typed a resignation letter. He stormed into his boss's office. "I'm done!" David snapped. "I've been giving everything, and nothing is changing. I refuse to waste my life waiting." His boss leaned back calmly, almost unfazed. "David," he said, "you're talented, but you need to understand something. Most people fail not because they're incapable, but because they give up right before results arrive." But David wasn't ready to listen. He dropped the letter on the table, left the office, and walked away, thinking he had finally taken control. At first, leaving felt liberating. No more routines, no more being undervalued. But soon, reality hit. Days turned into weeks, and the money in his bank account started disappearing faster than it came in. He tried freelancing, but clients were inconsistent. He applied for jobs, but rejection emails flooded his inbox. Nights grew longer. His once cheerful apartment now felt suffocating, filled with silence and unpaid bills stacked on the table. One evening, he opened his fridge, empty except for a half-used bottle of milk and stale bread. Sitting on the floor, he buried his face in his hands and whispered, "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I wasn't patient enough." For the first time in years, David felt completely defeated. With no answers, David visited his grandfather, a retired school teacher living in the countryside. When David arrived, the old man was in the garden, watering plants with calm, steady hands. Seeing his grandson's tired eyes, the grandfather invited him to sit. "Tell me, David," he asked gently, "what's troubling you?" Tears welled up in David's eyes. "Grandpa, I'm tired of waiting. I've worked hard, but nothing works out. I quit my job thinking I'd find something better, but I feel more lost than ever. Why does success take so long?" The old man listened quietly, then smiled and pointed to the far corner of the garden where tall bamboo trees swayed against the evening sky. "Do you see those bamboos?" he asked. David nodded. "When I planted them, for 5 years, nothing grew above the soil. People laughed, said I was wasting my time. But what they couldn't see was the growth underground. The roots were spreading deep, making a foundation strong enough to support its future height. And then, almost suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo shot up nearly 80 feet in just a few weeks. That's how patience works, David. Just because you don't see growth doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes the most important growth is invisible." That night, David couldn't sleep. The image of the bamboo played in his mind over and over. He thought of the projects he had abandoned, the dreams he had given up on, the skills he had quit practicing because results didn't come fast enough. He realized something painful but powerful. He had been sabotaging himself, digging up seeds before they could grow. Success wasn't denying him. He was denying success the time it needed. The next morning, he made a choice. Instead of chasing shortcuts, he would embrace patience. He returned to learning, polishing his skills, and building his habits slowly but consistently. Months passed. Progress was still slow, but David didn't give up this time. Each small step, Finishing a course, building discipline, handling rejection became part of his roots. Eventually, his persistence caught attention. His former boss, impressed by his new confidence and maturity, called him back. Not for his old role, but for a higher position. This time, David didn't storm in demanding results. He walked in calmly, with a smile, and accepted with gratitude. Later, holding the promotion letter in his hand, he thought of the bamboo again. For years, nothing seemed to grow. But underground, everything was preparing him for this moment. Success doesn't come instantly. Like bamboo, true growth begins underground, hidden from sight. Every struggle, every rejection, every day of effort is building your roots. Lesson: don't quit just because you can't see results. The roots you are growing today will one day hold the weight of your success.